Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the show. If this is our first time coming to the channel, we just started playing last Epoch not too long ago. As you can see, this is the third episode. If you haven't seen, there's 2 more episodes, so go check those out. I meant to record and post this for Thursday's upload, but I was quite a bit under the weather, so this is going to be a late post. I don't know, maybe I'll post this on Saturday, maybe I'll post it late tonight. It is Friday. Maybe I'll save it to Monday. Who knows? But what we're showing here is basically the last 2 big bosses before the end of the campaign. Or I guess technically 3. I don't know if Architect here counts. Minions make pretty good work of her. This is after a slight respec. I had a pyre golem that was just eating all of my skeletons, and that wasn't working out for me, so we got rid of them.
Lost? These walls will be your doom.
No, they won't. They won't be my doom. So I had intended on showing a little bit more of some of the mechanics in here, but apparently, as I looked through my edit, I did not include the loot filter stuff. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So this is probably the hardest fight in the campaign. And apparently I found out that you do not actually need to do this fight. So if you get one of the dungeon keys, you can skip this fight to get to Majasa, which is the snake area at the end of the campaign. But if you'll take note, if you're kind of squishy like I am, you see this, you can sit in the corner here and pretty much avoid all of his attacks in this phase of the fight. You just gotta watch out for when he does the little AoE thing, because that can kill you pretty instantly if you're squishy. If you've got cold and lightning resistances, you should be fine, or a lot of life. But yeah, so if you are paying attention, you fought this, you know that as he goes back and forth, he slams his claws down. But if you've got some range attacks or minions, you do not need to be close to him to hurt him, so you can just hide in the corner. Can't do that if you're melee. You can try, but it'll just be a much longer fight. This is probably the more on your feet part of the fight, so you gotta go back and forth and avoid these waves. Those will hurt. But yeah, this is a pretty tough fight. This took me a few tries. And so with this fight, if you die, and I think with most boss fights in this game, you start all over again. Like, everything resets. But in the next fight with Majasa, you don't. Like, so if you're at a certain point in the fight and you die and it doesn't reset her life, you just continue on, which I think is interesting. But while we're watching this, let me talk about the loot filter. I think one of the best parts of this game is the in-game loot filter. So you don't need a third-party loot filter to load in. I think you can load in other people's loot filters if you don't feel like making your own. But it's pretty robust. You can kind of basically anything you want to do, any rarity, any item type, any particular attribute, I believe, you can kind of spec your loot filter for those very specific things, so you're not getting inundated with a bunch of stuff you don't need. You can change the colors of everything, so it'll highlight it for you better. You know, if you need that visual pop to like draw your attention to it, that exists. But it's really cool, and I'll do a short video on that filter just to showcase it a little bit, probably next week sometime. Oh, he's just about done.
Now, why
That prompts some text. Yeah, so we're gonna get to Majasa here. There's a lot of snakes to have to kill here. So faster you can get through this, the better. If you're melee, this little AoE thing is a pain in the butt. I just got through this area with my Void Knight, and trying to kill those things with my Void Knight, it's kind of a pain. So I stood next to them. They're really easy to kill, but that AoE attack is pretty strong. Yep, okay. I just had to do a sanity check real quick because the last two videos... Oh, hey, I died. The last two videos that I uploaded, I did not get the first take, which is kind of annoying because usually my initial... Wow. I thought I cut all that out. Super squishy, in case anyone wanted to know. Where was I? Oh, yeah. The last couple of videos that I recorded, I had to record twice because I was talking the entire time, you know, with my, like, best first impressions of what was going on, and then I had to redo it. So, I don't know about you, but anytime I have to do something twice, it kind of takes the winds out of my sails a little bit. So, kind of bummed out. So, hopefully, got the energy back up today. And you can hear that. Hopefully also, since I'm not doing this at 11 o'clock at night, it's getting better articulated. See, and as I say that, I stumble over my words. Trying not to use because I noticed that the last few videos, and there I go again, there was a lot of uhs and ums. So this is part of the process, right? If you don't know, another thing is if you've been watching the videos or if you're coming to the channel, most of the times, oh my, now that I said it, I'm going to keep doing it. Sort of my cycle for how I make these videos is there'll be like a week or so of gameplay, and then the following week I edit through the videos. So if you hear me like voicing over and saying, hey, you know, this is, really enjoying this game a lot, but it's titled My First Playthrough, then that means that obviously I've already played through it. And I think some of the things I'll talk about like things I've done already, or I've respected into something and changed that, and try and lead you to that conclusion. So just so you're aware of what the process currently is that I'll play a game for like a week, and then I'll come back, cut up some video, try to like feature some things, and then go from there. Like, I have an idea of what I want to say and how I sort of want to organize my thoughts and the gameplay as I experience them. But I'm doing this not in real time, so these aren't like VODs from streams. I don't stream. I wish I had the time to do that, but got a very busy, hectic life. Wraiths are my favorite. If I'm not mistaken, I think I've got Death Knight, so I'll have to go back through and look at that, because I think that's what that symbol is right next to the golem top left. I think that's Death Knight. Could be mistaken. It's not Skeleton Mage. Man, died a lot more with this build than I did with the Void Knight. And Void Knight will be coming up next week. I've already finished the whole campaign with Void Knight. I enjoyed that. I would say more than this because I was in the game a lot more, in it to win it. Like, there's a lot more going on, I think, as far as like abilities and getting more kind of like in the fight than trying to avoid the fight with minions. it's interesting to go back, so I'll cut these up, and then like it's cut from hours and hours of content, so it's not like I don't really have like a whole lot of time to sort of weed through every second of it. So it's kind of a fun reaction to see, oh well, hey, I probably should have cut this out and didn't. But we're on a loosely tight schedule of trying to get videos out to you guys, and by we I mean me. I like to record this stuff late at night when all the kiddos are asleep, but right now my kiddos are all doing their own thing. I got the little one taking a nap. I got the boy, he's been sick, sleeping in his room, watching TV, and then I got my oldest right across the way from me playing her Roblox games, wondering why dad's talking to himself. She gets it. She understands. She subscribes to my YouTube channel because she knows her dad's awesome.
I refuse to be your sacrifice.
Disgraceful. Rage is unbecoming of you, child.
This is not rage. For millennia, the Vessel Maidens have died so you could live. Now feel the unending abyss of their despair.
What are you doing?
Why don't you show our guest the torment that now fills you?
What's happening? Get out of my mind!
So I am curious about the mechanics of this boss fight, because all other boss fights, when you enter into an area, if you die, it resets the fight. And this one does not. And I'm curious if that's because she heals herself and it would just take forever restarting, or if they're just trying to give you a gimme before you get into endgame. I'm curious how this works out, because from here you go back to the end of time and then you're in endgame content. A lot going on here, a lot of elemental stuff. So you've obviously got ice and like looks like, I think that's actually ice and lightning. You got the wind over here, I think that's cold. Then you've got these little like idle things. There they are. Yeah, those shoot the lightning. There's one that shoots fire, and then this one over here I believe is poison. This, yeah, see, just not paying attention here, and keep getting hit by stuff. So you have to understand that a lot of times that's not an excuse. I mean, it is an excuse, but it's very real for all you gamer dads that understand this, that many times while I'm playing this game, my children are off to the side talking to me, and then I turn my gaze thinking I'm good for a second, and then I die, because we all know it only takes that split second for something to happen and you die. So that's going to be my excuse for 50% of my deaths. I'll take responsibility for the other half. The other half, I'm going to blame my kids. I think that's fair, right? Gamer dads, that's fair? We're going with it. So I thought this was it. This is not it. If you've not played this before, she comes back and then she starts doing some weird blood ritual. Oh, and someone earlier in another video, the previous video, if you watch this, and maybe I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works and when you guys will see this video pop up, but I had a hard time with my Void Knight in this fight, because in this second part, in this phase of the fight, all of the animations for her, like getting the blood and stuff, disappeared. So I was taking damage and didn't know why, and so that is the only bug that I've found. And to be fair, I'm not sure if that was caused by my computer like being a little jank, or if like it was just some sort of like combination of events that happened during the gameplay that caused the animation to disappear. Basically, the snake is like gone. Like you see her like do these like blood splatter things, and there's no snake there. So there's only bug that I found in this game at the very end on my second playthrough. Obviously, it didn't happen here. So if that individual is watching this, is concerned about any bugs during the early access, that's the only one I found. That's it, guys. That's the whole campaign. Ton of fun. Pretty quick to get through. Like I said, I'm not like haven't fully. Maybe I'm gonna on my third character. I'm gonna like kind of time the full thing, like all the quests, even the side quests. You don't have to do them all, and I'll explain that in another video. Like what you have to do. Basically, there's 8 of 8 idols, and then like 15 of 15 skill points, and those are the ones you have to do. Other than that, everything's just extra. If you want to get through the campaign quickly and get to endgame. And I guess I don't need a video. You heard it. Only load screen with an animation. I'm curious when they full release if there'll be more of that.
Welcome back, traveler. Took you long enough? Ah, her. She fled using another one of those rifts. You showed up a minute too late. She drew its power to make those rifts, a little trick Oribis taught her. From what I can tell, she's clumsy with it. That rift she opened damaged the timeline. You're welcome to try. But with your Epoch in the state it's in, you won't get far. Don't even think about chasing Apophis. No telling where or when she is. Give up? That's what I'd do. Ugh, but if you insist, there is a way to restore the Epoch. It can't mend the main timeline, but it should still help some of the broken ones in the monolith. Stabilizing timelines will help it heal. No. Yes. If you're really curious, go speak to Agony. She's more patient than I am. Farewell. Hopefully, restoring the Epoch won't take long. Maybe just an eternity or two.
And this is where you start the end game. Monolith of Fate. So I did a few missions here, but I'm going to cover some more later on. Here's where it starts, guys. So this is the beginning end game. We'll cover some more of this later. I just want to get through all the classes before I start doing that. See? There we go. The little maps. They're like, they go pretty quick. I don't know. Obviously, they're going to get more difficult as the game progresses, but yeah, that's it. And I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.